Hi, my name is Alejandro Di Bartolomeo, and I wanted to talk to you about APIs, short for Action Programming Interface. I'll go over what APIs are and what they do, and also give you some examples on how they are extremely helpful when implementing alone or alongside another app. So first off, what are APIs? The website MuleSoft describes APIs as a software intermediary that allows two applications to talk to each other. Consider a tool within your system or browser or application built specifically for retrieving, sending, or interpreting data from the internet. A great example is the simple idea that an API is the waiter at a restaurant. When you want to order food, you don't go to the kitchen and ask the chef what your order is. Instead, you communicate your order, or in this case, your request, to the waiter or the API. The waiter then takes your order to the kitchen or the web server or the database and brings the food back to you. An API is not the system or the database that you get the information from, but rather the tool or the means of how to retrieve that information. So what are the most common uses for APIs? You may not think of it, but every time you open up your web browser and type in a website to go to, that request is being done by an API. If you take, for example, Facebook, that HTTPS link is your request string for the browser to send to the desired API and have it return the correct information. The same goes with information you need from databases. If you go to an airliner website to book a flight, you're accessing that airliner specific database. Now, if you go to a third-party website for your travel needs, like Expedia.com, that site uses the different airliners' APIs to retrieve information from their databases. Expedia takes your request, sends it out to all the different APIs, and organizes all that information in a convenient way for you. Another use is sending data for analysis. Much like retrieving information, you can also send data by an API that can then be analyzed and have that report sent back to you. The last use I'll talk about is for tracking specific user data. In my case, I would like to track user activity, whether it's through mouse movement, keyboard activity, or tab use in a web browser. There are APIs that can track these inputs and convert it into data that I can use in an app, for example. We already talked about a few of these examples in the previous slide. Websites often have their own APIs for users to use. Facebook is a great example of this. Their website is the GUI or graphical user interface that calls the API to pull the information we need about our friends and family. Airliners work much like Facebook, except that their data is more volatile in that it is constantly changing. Analytic tools that help you analyze your data. IBM, Google, Amazon, and many other companies create their own APIs for clients to use for their data needs. And machine learning. This is a fairly new field in software, but one that has been exponentially growing. With machine learning, you can have your application do many things that would not have would not have been possible to do by a machine not too long ago. You can have it detect certain shapes in images, or have it transcribe handwriting and turn it into a digital format. You can then even translate it. You can track a user's movements and have it manipulate a digital space. VR headsets are a great example of this. In conclusion, APIs provide a quick and safe way to communicate in the World Wide Web. They make our jobs faster, easier, and more accessible. They allow for us to socialize with others And without them, everything we do online would be almost impossible.